Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July 16th, and right next to me we have the one and only Irving Martinez, one of the Zhong Cage Fighting Series veterans. Been fighting on my show since day one, about 2.5 years now, right?
Yeah, about 3 years. 3 years now.
3 years now. On this upcoming fight, August 16th, you're part of the roster here, and then now you matching up with AJ Tran, Andrew Tran, his real name, and AJ Tran is what we call him. And I mean, I don't even have to match this fight up. You guys kind of make the deal on your own, and it just happened to presenting on my card.
It was
so
natural.
how did this fight happen? Tell me.
Well, after the last fight, man, I've been fighting a long time. These guys been seeing me every show. I'm showing up. I'm fighting. You know, I'm fighting my heart out. You know, title fights, going up in weight, down in weight. It doesn't matter. You know, we don't duck and dodge any fights. So after my last performance, the guy hit me up online and was like, "Hey, man, you know, I think he hasn't fought in a while. He wanted just to line him up for the next show because he's been out for a while." It was a perfect matchup. You know, we both coming off a loss. Want to make sure that we make a big statement coming back on a win. So, you know, he wanted it. I was like, "Hey, man," he asking for his own funeral early. I don't know if this is a good thing. I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know. You sure you don't want to do a couple more holidays with the family before you ask for this fight?" Anyways, you know, I was like, you know, the guy, stand-up guy, fights at AKA. I know he trains with Khabib, Cain Velasquez, so that's one of the reasons I really chose to fight him, because Cain Velasquez is my favorite fighter. So after I beat this guy, maybe he can go and tell Cain Velasquez how good I am. So then Cain can ask me like, "Hey, man, bring this guy over here to AKA or something."
I mean, stylistically, it's a perfect matchup. The only thing is, you know, this fight's going to be 145 pounds. Do you think he might have some size advantage?
I know that he fights generally at 135. The last couple fights, it's been back and forth. I've been 135, 145, catch weight 140. I know that he would prefer at 145. That was the whole thing we talked about. He's getting older, doesn't want to cut down that extra weight because, you know, that extra 10 pounds, you know, when you're at these, you know, the highest level, mixed martial arts, what we're doing now, these extra 10 pounds do matter a lot. It can, you know, mean the difference between losing or winning the fight, drain you too much. You know, you don't have enough energy for the fight. So 145 is I would say, a walk-around weight for us. I wouldn't say that he has a super huge size advantage, but I would say that we definitely are going to come in with more energy, not as drained, and it's going to be a hell of a show. It's going to be a hell of a banger fight.
That's pretty awesome, you know. Now, when you're watching his style, you're watching some of his fights and then the way how he fights, where do you see yourself that has advantage on him?
Definitely my chin. Any of my fights you guys seen, it always goes a distance. It never.
Nobody can finish you.
Nobody ever been able to, you know, get that. Oh, I submit this guy, made him quit or knock him out. And it always goes a distance for my fights. So I know a couple of his fights. It's been an early show. You know, lights put out early. So definitely, I feel like in the advantage. I feel like in the stand-up, you know, we might be tied up when it comes to skill-wise, but I feel like I could take a little bit more damage in the pocket. So that's one of my advantages I see, and I have confidence that I can always go the distance with anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. So if he's not prepared to go the distance, then it's going to be another early night.
Do you think you can finish him?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's been done before. It's nothing like nothing like it hasn't been done before. So like if it hasn't been done before, then it's like, oh man, I might be. But come on, man. Everybody, 5, 6 guys finish him. Like it's definitely doable. It's doable.
What round do you think you can finish him?
If we get really hot in the beginning, first round, because, you know, small gloves, 4 ounces. Sometimes the first couple exchanges, that's where it happens. But, you know, if we pace ourselves, and then, you know, a lot of the guys, they go, you know, balls to the wall, fire. But some guys, they know how to assess and they know how to disengage if it gets too hot. So if he knows how to calculate the range and everything, then we might be able to push it to second, third round. I always have the good confidence in my cardio that I can take it to those deep waters. But you know, if we exchange in that first round with like, you know, giving it our all, it might be a first round finish. Yeah.
Now you've been fighting very consistent. You don't get ring rust or need that because you've been stay active, and that's I think that's one of the biggest advantage that between you and him is you've been active. You know, you don't really feel like any kind of rusty in between. There's no break for you. Like almost like 3-4 times a year you fight. You know, so this is going to be your 3rd year of an amateur fight. what's the perfect world for you to turn pro? How many more fights? How much longer?
Well, for me, I believe this one, maybe one more in the amateur ranks. We'll see if we could do 135, depending on, this fight here. If I get a win, then we might be able to, negotiate another title bout, whether it be 35, 45. We're going to see depending how good the performance is. And then after that, I think it's time for the pros. I mean, there's nothing really left for me to do in the amateur.
Yeah.
I feel like I've already ran through the numbers. I showed guys, I'm not scared. I show up to fight. Either weight class, 35, 45. One day we'll do 55 maybe.
55?
Maybe 55 one day, 55. That's as I get older.
What do you walk around weight?
My walk around weight is anywhere from 150 to 160. And that's when I'm eating, what I want. When I'm in the best shape, I would say I'm anywhere from 145 to 150. When I was bodybuilding, in my bodybuilding days, 185, maybe 175 at my leanest with the bodybuilding, but I was taking a lot of supplements, creatine. It wasn't until I got into martial arts that I had to watch my diet, lean out a little bit more, because I realized that fighting these guys at my natural weight, which was 175, 180, these guys are tall. They have a natural advantage. So it was just for the best for me to do. I know that there's guys my height that fight at 185. Guys that are beast mode. You get guys like BJ Penn, they fight whatever weight class. or guys like Ilya Taporia, a small guy fighting 145, 155. Frankie Edgar, Daniel Cormier. These guys are short for the weight class, but they excel in the weight class. It's just that they're taking the risk of fighting somebody much taller. For example,
Frankie Edgar is probably like 5'6".
5'6". He was a 155 champion back in the day.
Right.
But as the sport leveled up and progressed, he had to start cutting down, and he started losing to 145ers. The last fight that he lost that was really memorable to me was the 135 with Corey Sandhagen. He got knocked out with the knee, and I was at 135. Mind you, Frank Edgar was a 155 champion, so it just goes to show that the sport is forever growing, leveling up. Guys are knowing new ways to cut weight, how to rehydrate faster. So it's different than the old school days when everybody would just fight at the weight. Now everybody has that weight bully mentality.
Well, the old school days of people not quite as well knowledgeable, and you don't have the kind of access to the diet, the coaching, the training partner, the training regimen, the technique. I mean, now it's like you have access to all that, and it's very different. It's a different time, different time.
It's definitely a different sport. I see the way that it has leveled up, not just from the way that people rehydrate and stuff, but even the rule set, like from the 90s Strike Force, from all the Japanese promotions. I know back then they had different rules where you could do like the soccer kick and all this stuff. I feel like the level we're at now, it just goes to show that people can level up their fight without having to depend on, for example, some moves that might be considered barbaric. Because back then anybody, like for example, it doesn't matter. You could be a champion wrestler or a kickboxer. If a guy hits you when you're on the ground, soccer kick you, it's gonna be pretty hard to get back up from that. But as we start having these rules, it goes to show who's better wrestler, better boxer. I just seen a video on the YouTube just drop of what punch is the most effective in MMA, and it's actually hooks and the straight right. So it just goes to show the highest percentage knockouts go for those blows. Now in MMA, these guys get knocked out with knees, head kick, and all that, but the most effective are still punches, which is the hook shots and the straight right or straight left. So it just goes to show that you have to learn how to master that boxing in there to be able to set up for success in the MMA.
Now your background is more like the boxing and striking, right?
Yes. I started boxing really young. It wasn't until I started doing jiu-jitsu in my later years that I fell in love with MMA. And I just feel like MMA is more complete than boxing. I just feel like
it's true.
It's a way better sport. More opportunities, more flexibility, more conditioning needed. I just feel like it's more complete, and it gives you a better self-defense technique than just boxing. Boxing is very good sport, very good aerobic exercise, but it's very one-dimensional. Most of the times, even if a guy's a high-level boxer, Golden Glove boxer, you get a guy that's a college wrestler, gonna take him down all day, every day.
Beat him up all day.
All day, every day. That's right. Gotta get working the mat. Whoosh.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now, which gym do you mainly train at right now?
Of course, Darcy Lira, MMA. They got me started in the whole MMA lifestyle. now that I've been able to train at this level, I have my own personal friends I train with from different gyms. I mean, anywhere from AKA, even the guy that I'm fighting with currently at that gym, I have friends from his current gym that train with me personally. You know, specific training partners. I have people from all around. Even a beautiful gym like this, you know, Dragon House, they've offered me their doors. Darcy Lira is what I represent, but I have a lot of friends, and I would say that at this level now, I train with high level MMA guys. You know, whenever I get the chance, you know, I'm still busy working every day, 9 to 5 and stuff, but I'm trying to make it work with the MMA, and you know, whenever I can get that training in. But of course, I'm representing Darcy Lira MMA all day, every day.
Now, what do you do for work?
Trainer, personal trainer. So more than just the MMA training, we do, you know, anywhere from trying to lose the body fat, gain the muscle mass, calisthenics, gymnastic trainer, powerlifting. I've been in the industry for a long time. We help the people get in the best shape, not just for whether it be a fight, but you know, an event, whether you know they're trying to get in the best shape, they're getting married, go on vacation. You know, the people got to get the maintenance too. They got to get the maintenance to the body, just like a vehicle. This is like, you know, the heavenly vehicle, the one that God gives us. So we got to make sure we keep the maintenance.
If people want to get a hold of you, buy a ticket, come watching you fight, how can people follow you and reach out to you?
Call my number 510-709-9617. Of course, you guys have the Instagram at 3-Star King. We're still dropping new music at the Dragon Kid. You guys know Spotify at 3-Star King. Instagram at 3-Star King. You guys know we're gonna be coming out August 16. Once again, Dragon House MMA. We got another fight on the way. After that, we're gonna do another album. I've already dropped 2 albums on Spotify. Dropping the 3rd album for you guys. You know, it might take a couple months off. I've been fighting so damn recently. I might just have to take a couple months off to focus on my fans and the music, and you know, get back to it.
Where did you play your music? On YouTube or?
So we have a couple outlets. We have it's a distribution company called DistroKid, and basically they were able to get my music into every outlet, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, you know, Apple Music. A lot of the times these guys have the Alexa app where they be, hey Alexa, play this song. We're on that application now. Any application that plays music, any type of platform that plays music like that, we're on that platform now. So that's really what I'm on, every single platform. But for me, it's all about building a brand with the MMA and the music. Eventually dropping maybe a day in the life video where it could show me going from a facility like this, state-of-the-art MMA gym, to, you know, going to the studio, record a song, to at the end of the night, I'm hanging out with the family, you know, hanging out with my kids and stuff, just showing a day in the life and what it's like to be in California.
On this upcoming fight, you against Andrew Trent, is there any other fighter out there that you want to fight in the future?
I've been trying to get with pretty boy Anthony Taylor for a while, man.
I think he retired from MMA though, right?
I mean, he retired, but you know, I'm gonna bring him back from retirement. I'm gonna bring him back from the dead because you know he's fooling a lot of people. He's doing a bunch of, you know, boxing shows like Butterbean, a lot of circus, Jake Paul shenanigans. But this guy gotta get
big though. He's fighting like 180 pounds or something.
Yeah, I know he might be on the good stuff. He's on the Brazilian smoothies like Wanderlei Silva. But
the Brazilian
smoothies, you know, he's on the protein like Uberim on the horse meat. But you know, I'm trying to get him back to MMA. I told him we could do catch weight. That would be the one fight that I would do 155 pounds, 160 pounds, even 165 pound MMA bout. I don't care. That one could be catch weight. And I'm coming in eating pizza.
You got beef with him?
There's no beef. The only beef that I got is the one that I'm going to be eating leading up to the fight, because I'm going to be as big as he is at 185. He's going to catch me at 165, man. All I want to do is bring him back into the spotlight, and more than anything, I want to get a win on my record with his name on it.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hashtag Anthony Taylor. You know, I haven't talked to him for a while. He fought on my show years back, and then I haven't talked to him for years too. You know, hope he's doing well as well, and we'll see how things play out in the future. I know August 16th is going to be a huge stack card. You're a handful against Andrew Chan, and it's going to be I think it's going to be one might be 5 tonight. You know, pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
This is the true striking. I know how AJ is. AJ is also aggressive striking, and you know, it's like a QLBQ type of deal. You know, This is definitely gonna be the fight people need to be paying attention to watching on it, you know. So now, if you're watching this interview, what do you have to say to AJ Trent?
For him, he was respectful all the way. So just come prepared. You know what we're doing here. You got a lot of tape on me. I got some tape on you. We both know how it can get in there, and we know what we doing there. And the dragon breathes fire, so we come in with some fire, brother. So just come prepared, man. Come prepared. That way, it's no excuses, nothing like that. We'll make sure I do my stretches before the fight, man.
There we go. For more information about this upcoming fight card, check out DragonHouseMMA.com. This event is going to be live stream pay-per-view nationwide. If you can make it, order your pay-per-view voucher from DragonHouseMMA.com. And please subscribe my YouTube channel, and then welcome to comment all my interviews and fight contents. And we'll see you guys August 16th. And the last event of the year is going to be November 8th. So any fighter couldn't make it to this upcoming card because it's so packed, want to get on the November 8th card, make sure you guys DM me, reach out to me on Instagram. And right here next to me, Irving Martinez. We'll see you guys August 16th. Signing out.